Hello, everybody. I'm Bryan.
I'm Bryan.
And this is Bryan versus Bryan, episode 74, The Book of Boba Fett. That's just a strange title to me. Still, didn't roll off the tongue. The Book of Boba Fett. All right. Now available for your Amazon Kindle and whatever you choose to read on.
The audiobook is read by Sir Ewan McGregor.
Yeah. It'd be James Earl Jones.
There you go.
Our book begins. Not as a book, but as a television series on Disney Plus. So this is just the intro, the premiere episode, because Disney is stuck in 1984. They want to make you wait every week by the television and gather around on a Wednesday night or whatever they premiere, which still irritates me. Like, just it's all finished. Let me watch it at my pace.
Yeah.
Okay. So, when did this come out? December 29th. What the heck is that guy's name? Tamura Morrison reprises his role from the prequels as Jango Fett's clone. so I guess he's kind of reprising his role. No, maybe. Spin-off, of course, of The Mandalorian. Mandalorian was pretty great. People were kind of excited about this. It's finally here. What they get right, what they get wrong. Are we excited about it? So, right off the bat, it starts kind of exactly where we left off. So that was kind of cool. I love that. I've already expressed my opinions when they do that. The only thing better is Friday the 13th, when you redo the last 10 minutes of the last thing you did.
Yeah, I love when they do that. Yeah, this happens. I believe I haven't seen the finale of The Mandalorian since it came out, but I believe there was like an end credits stinger with Boba Fett on the Jabba's throne, and it was kind of a setup for this show. So yeah, this picks up right where that scene kind of begins, more or less.
Yeah, and that stinger, Jabba's job has been taken over by that fucking guy who's like this translator. Luke comes in, he's like, I need to speak to Jabba. And the guy's like, the Jabba no bother. He's got like the tentacles.
Yeah.
You will take me to Jabba. Take you to Jabba. Anyways, that guy took over. And I remember thinking, that little pussy guy, like, how is he gonna I am the ruler now. No one would have listened to you, but anyways. So he like kills that guy and takes over. So and then it starts off with some back to tank stuff. It's pretty cool. I liked this stuff. He's floating in the back to tank, or not floating, but he's in it, and having some flashbacks to Kamino. That was really cool. Mm-hmm. See Kamino again. Flashbacks to him holding his dad's head. That was a great moment, holding your dad's head, having him actually be proud of you.
Can't forget that moment. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you think the head was in that helmet or what?
Yeah.
I've never thought about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like perfectly, no neck. Just it's tight enough where it doesn't come out.
Straight burn.
It seemed a weird thing that the head wouldn't kind of pop out of that thing.
Yeah. Who did that? Was that Mace? Mace did that, right? Yeah. Okay. Trying to remember. It's been a while.
Yeah, and some weird moves. Lobbed it off.
Off with his head.
Yeah. And so we get some cool throwbacks to Kamino, some flashbacks to him as a child. And then we got the back to tank, so we get kind of a less scarred Boba Fett than we did in The Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
Because you just sit in a back to tank, you can heal anything, baby. So the whole episode is just him like meeting the town, kind of, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
That's kind of all it was. It's like, hey, let's go meet our new consorts.
Yeah.
Show him who's his back. Show him I'm the boss now.
And he has like a peace offering, not necessarily a celebration, but like introduction to him being a kingpin with all these people coming in and giving them gifts.
Yeah, it's where they come in and like they would bring him like a gift, right? That's pretty cool.
And then the mayor sends the mayor of the town. I think it's Most Ebley or Most something. I forget. It's Ebola, Most Ebola. Anyways, the mayor of this little town in Tatooine sends some correspondence guy, and the mayor wants money from Boba Fett, and Boba Fett's like, "No, go fuck yourself." And then he kind of just goes off and goes into town and meets the nightclub owner, or like a casino gambling kind of what was that bar called? The Cantina, basically a cantina run by this woman. Cantina. Yeah, just collecting money.
Yeah, and they had a remix of the song. That was kind of cool. Still playing that song. I was just looking at who stars in it, and it's Matt Berry as the voice of 8D8, a torture droid in Fett service. I remember that droid was pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
remember he's that droid that like has the gonk in the one of the things and presses the thing onto his feet.
Oh yeah,
little feet. He's one of those droids. Oh yeah, he was at Jabba's palace. I remember it's like, "You're a feisty one, but you'll soon learn some respect."
Yeah, he's like a torture droid,
and he's got like these little fucking chopstick arms, and it's such a weird droid. It's so funny because he's like helping Boba Fett now. He's like, introducing people, and now the mayor of Mos Espa, and they come in. I thought that droid was pretty awesome. It's perfect. It looks just like it did like back in Return of the Jedi and stuff.
And then they bring in those like I think they're called Gamoras, the green kind of warhog looking guy. We should torture them, to kill them, and so it's like Jesus.
Yeah, they will be set an example of and tortured in front. Oh yeah, it was like what was it? Damn. Their agonizing pig squeals will serve as lessons to.
You don't want to cross that droid.
Oh man, I don't know what happened. You're very blurry now. You got out focused. I don't know what happened.
Right. We'll come back.
It's like a film mode on an iPhone. It's all right. It's cool. So I liked that guy a lot. I thought we got some cool fan service. So we finally get to see Boba Fett getting out of the Sarlacc pit. That's pretty sweet. Not long, but we just see him in the intestines, and it's like it's almost like it's like you got two blankets and you're just trying to get through them.
Yeah,
it's like a child set up what the Sarlacc pit stomach might look like. Try and get through. Okay. But that was pretty cool when he sees like the dead stormtrooper body, and he takes the tube out of its helmet and uses it to breathe. But that was kind of ridiculous. I was like, "What? You don't have your own oxygen setup in your suit? Why?
Why wouldn't you?
You think that'd be an important thing?" So then he uses the flamethrower to get out. So there's always been some debate. A lot of people thought he used the rocket to get out. That flamethrower makes sense. You just melt the fucking hole in the side. And then he climbs out, which is bull crap. You're not climbing out of any.
Yeah, I was like, how the fuck did he even get his hand jolts up? I'm like, what?
You're like climbing out of being buried alive. It didn't happen.
Yeah. It was a little ridiculous.
Anyways, his hand pops out. That was pretty cool. And then it kind of, but it didn't play that song. It played a different song. I can't remember. And then we see the Jabba's sail barge all decrepit and broken down. So that was pretty cool. Then it kind of, another thing that kind of irritates me is the amount of time that Tamora Morrison has to have his helmet off.
Yeah.
It's like,
which is mostly episode.
Yeah, Boba Fett never took off his helmet, and all of a sudden it's just, I don't like my helmet anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to have it off.
I want to act.
Yeah, not act well.
Yeah, he's not a very good actor.
I mean, it's serviceable. It's Boba Fett. I've heard some things where it's like, I read a review where it was just like they butchered everything, and they just like the most scathing review. And I was like, I could see what some of the stuff they're saying, but not to the extent they're saying it. Like all the action was completely terrible. The action was not as good as the Mandalorian. The fight scene seemed a little stiffer and not as good, but I'll give it time. It's just the first episode. It didn't seem as tense, but the Mandalorian's like a Western, and they're saying this is supposed to be like a crime thriller, almost like The Godfather in space, where he's taking over being like the mob boss. So we'll see how it goes. Overall, I liked it. I thought it was a pretty good start. I'm interested to see more. That one scene was pretty dumb with the shields.
Oh, the Mortal Kombat ninjas.
Box them in. Like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, they had Mortal Kombat ninjas, and then they had a Goro.
Yeah,
snake lizard guy. I was like,
double Goro. Didn't he have 8 arms?
Feeling some Mortal Kombat.
Goro! I thought he was only legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when he's going around meeting people through the town, so there's some interesting stuff. You're supposed to ride on the thing. It's like he's supposed to, the leader, the hut is supposed to ride on this pretty much a parade float through town. When they come through town, he's like, I have my own feet. I can walk just fine. I love doing that voice. And but it's traditional. They're supposed to fear you. I want to rule by respect, not fear.
Yeah.
And he uses a lot of Australian accent. So it's like, it's just weird to me. Like at one point, he says like mate or something when he's talking to someone.
Mate.
And it's like, it's one thing to just have the accent, but to say mate as Boba Fett, I don't think so, mate.
Let's have another shrimp on the barbie.
That's not a knife.
Yeah, I thought this was pretty underwhelming. I'm gonna continue watching it. I don't know if I'm the biggest Boba Fett fan. Like to be honest, I never really understood. I mean, I don't know. I guess I can understand the fan base for it, but it's like the guy had 4 lines in the original trilogy. He was barely in the movies, but maybe that's what makes him cool, is because he was in the background and didn't really give a fuck about anything or anybody. So then when we get a show about him, I thought it was a little underwhelming. I think my biggest issue with this episode is that, and you've kind of already talked about it, which is that the show is split into 2 different timelines. You have a timeline of him being the kingpin guy going around and kind of fitting into his role. And then the other half of the episode is flashback stuff. And to be honest, the kingpin stuff I thought was pretty engaging. I thought it was actually pretty entertaining. I wanted to learn more and be in that world. But every time it flashed back, I found myself kind of bored. I was like, I didn't really give a fuck about him being captured by the Tusken Raiders. I didn't care about him getting water. Like, I just didn't really care. I didn't get like emotionally invested in all that stuff. So to me, it was kind of a misfire. So I hope that going forward, I imagine these flashbacks will continue. But I hope that we get more. I hope the balance is more with modern Boba Fett and less balanced of flashback stuff. But we'll see how it goes. It was okay.
I thought the some of the flashback stuff was more engaging. I liked the Tusken Raider stuff, like because Boba Fett has always just been seen as such an overt badass, even though he died very quickly in Episode 6.
Mm-hmm.
But people just think that like he's the most notorious bounty hunter in the galaxy, and he can just whoop anyone's ass and kill anybody real quick. But he's like so injured from the Sarlacc pit and doesn't have a suit, so he's kind of vulnerable. And the Tusken Raiders get him, and I thought there were some interesting moments, like him being tortured by the children. He
Oh
just
yeah,
sits
like
there.
beating the shit out of him. It's like,
And
damn.
he just stares at the leader. And that other guy getting captured with him, um, the Greedo kind of alien.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny when he tried to escape. He like tattles on him. And he's like, we would have got away if it wasn't for you squealing.
Mate.
What do you want to be, kid? You want to be a squealer, mate? You get the fuck out of here. But yeah, there's some interesting stuff when he gets their respect. I'm interested, like how that goes. Like, what are they getting at here? Like, he has this alliance with the Sand People. We are friends, me and the Sand Peoples. Because by the end, he kills the Goro thing. Who, obviously just from, it's a pretty good scene because I read all of this from no dialogue. They don't talk. There's
Yeah.
And from what I got from it is that these things are killers, and anytime you see one, you're dead.
Yeah.
And so the kid's kind of showing off the head, and they can't believe it that this guy would kill one of these things. And then, the leader goes over there and hey, hands him a coconut. Hey, fucking drink this, buddy. And that's the biggest sign of respect in the Tusken Raider community is to share your coconut water.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. But yeah, still kind of lackluster, but shoot, I don't know. I don't even remember the first episode of The Mandalorian, but I'm pretty sure it was probably similar. I'm sure it didn't blow my socks off.
Yeah. This, some of these shows kind of take time, but yeah, as an individual episode, I don't know, I was kind of underwhelmed. I hope it'll change. Hopefully, it'll get more interesting. And I know we're kind of on different ends of the spectrum here because, I thought the flashback stuff was kind of, and then I thought the kind of more modern stuff was a little more fascinating. Even though, I thought the action was kind of dull. There's some like parkour stuff, I guess, was kind of fun, I guess. But other than that, it was,
that seemed a little old.
Yeah.
It seemed just like a way to, hey, let's get some parkour in here. You remember that?
These are ninjas. Yeah, parkour.
Do you remember it? Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. For a Boba Fett show, this just wasn't what I was expecting. Well, I guess we'll see.
Yeah, the Mandalorian, I don't know. He just seems like such a more of a badass. Always keeping his helmet on. Very kind of silent protagonist. Just seems way more formidable so far. So
yeah,
I mean, Boba Fett's the the original Mandalorian we know, so he's got to step up to be at least equal to the Mando guy, if not greater than.
Yeah, I thought about like, what would it be better if they just would have went back to when Boba Fett was kind of at his prime and tell stories that way? But I was like, well, then if they did that, it would be probably too close to the Mandalorian, so that's probably why they didn't do that. But it would have been interesting to see how they would have handled Boba Fett in his prime, going off and doing bounties and shit.
Yeah, because if you remember, this was one of the first spin-off films they were going to do. It was going to be a Boba Fett.
Yeah.
It looks like they approached Josh Trank about making Boba Fett. Isn't that the guy that did Fantastic Four?
Yeah, he kind of had a claim to fame, more or less, or that grabbed people's attention rather, with a movie called Chronicle, which is kind of a superhero found footage movie.
Yeah.
And then that everyone pretty much liked. I liked it too. And then I guess he got hired for Fantastic Four, and apparently that production was a fucking hell. And I haven't seen that movie. I hear it's awful. Maybe I should watch it just to see how awful it is. But yeah.
Yeah, so they were supposed to announce the movie, I guess, in 2015 and have a teaser ready, but it was canceled at the last minute after Lucasfilm became aware of the troubled production on Tank's film Fantastic Four. In May 2015, Trank was no longer working on the film. Boba Fett was reportedly still being considered. As of 2017, following the financial failure of the film Solo, a Star Wars story, Disney reconsidered their Star Wars film output. By 2018, the Boba Fett film was no longer moving forward, and Lucasfilm was prioritizing the Disney Plus streaming service and The Mandalorian instead. I, you know what? I do miss Star Wars movies. I'm kind of disappointed they let Solo just kind of derail their whole plan. It's like, so Solo didn't hit. Rogue
One was a success. Yeah, I didn't like it too much, but I mean, everyone seems to enjoy it. I mean, it made a shit ton of money.
I liked it. It felt very Star Wars to me, and it was cool to not have to use the big names and stuff. I mean, you got a little Vader teaser in there, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why. I would love to see some more films, big theatrical releases. I want to see fucking what's his name, Thrawn in a movie.
Yeah,
he's probably going to be in. He's probably going to be in
Ahsoka's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That one. Probably going to be in that one.
Ahsoka.
But yeah, that's kind of disappointing that kind of this all got derailed. So now we're all on the television side. Oh yeah, and that the Goro guy was pretty CG at the end. I didn't like that.
Yeah, it looked a little rough.
Oh yeah, I forgot that this is directed by Robert Rodriguez,
a 90s gem.
Yeah,
Desperado.
Did he also do Dusk Till Dawn?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the only thing he ever did that was good. Desperado was okay.
Desperado's pretty cool. Yeah, From Dusk Till Dawn is like a cult classic. That movie is amazing. Yeah, I do share the missing Star. There's just something special about sitting in a fucking theater and all of a sudden, like just seeing that. It's like this.
Yeah.
You get all excited and warm, and I think like Star Wars and Mission Impossible, I think the only two movies that like have an opening kind of shtick that gets me all fucking excited. Obviously, Mission Impossible is the lighting of the fuse. But at the same time, I wasn't looking forward to Obi-Wan, but I think as the closer we get, I'm starting to get a little more hyped on it.
Like,
obviously,
what?
I'm hyped. I'm getting more hyped.
I'm hyped for Obi-Wan.
I'm getting pretty excited for it. And obviously, I'm excited for Ahsoka because Ahsoka has become one of my favorite characters. So I'm excited to see that as well. So, but yeah, I want to continue watching this and see where it goes. Yeah, it's kind of my thoughts on it.
Yeah. I think John Favreau is doing really good on this stuff. I think he's doing really good on this stuff. So
yeah, give Dave Filoni a movie. Give Dave Filoni full control of a Star Wars movie. I bet he'd fucking kill it. Maybe Favreau. I bet Favreau could probably do it, but
I don't know Filoni because he's done the cartoon. I mean, he helps on these, but I think Favreau is the one, driving the train. I don't know. It could be Filoni really guiding him. I don't know.
Or maybe at least give Filoni a writing. Give him free reins to write a screenplay and maybe let Favreau direct or something. Because I think Filoni is a really good storyteller, and I think he really gets Star Wars. And Favreau is pretty good. I'm trying to think. I thought the first season of Mandalorian was okay. I thought the season 2 was really good. I liked season 2 a lot. I think they kind of really stepped their game up with season 2. But yeah.
Yeah. What does it say here? I thought this is pretty cool that
Is Mandalorian done?
No, I think there's gonna be a season 3. After 2 weeks of filming, members of the cast and crew learned that they were making the Book of Boba Fett rather than The Mandalorian season 3. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
They kept it under wraps. And Rodriguez directed 3 episodes of the series with Favreau, Bryce Dallas Howard, Filoni, Steph Green, and Kevin Tancrayone. I wonder if Rodriguez is doing the first 3 or if he's kind of skipping around.
He did. I know he in the season 2 he directed the episode where Mando takes Baby Yoda, to that temple and on top of the temple thing, and then like Boba Fett shows up and they get into the gunfight, and then I didn't think somebody gets warped. I don't know, but I know Rodriguez directed that one, and then Filoni directed the Ahsoka one, and then Bryce Dallas Howard. What the fuck did she? I remember her episode not being very good, but
Yeah, I think it. I thought she did the one where like Mando goes to that town and tries to get. Maybe it's Ahsoka tries to get her help or something. Something about female power. I remember her directing the one where it's like a big female lead in the in the show, but I can't remember what the damn episode was about. I remember it was kind of boring, or it was like the castle. Right, there's some like place they're trying to get into, and the whole episode's about it's like
it was the woman Mandalorian, the group cells. They're like the women Mandalorian. I think they go off and go on an adventure. I only know that it's not Ahsoka because I know that Dave Filoni, because Ahsoka is basically Dave Filoni's character. He created her, so it makes sense that he were to direct the first live action. So I know it wasn't the Ahsoka one, but yeah, I think it was the other Mando women. I forget their little clique.
Yeah, I like to see more of her. The Starbuck.
Yeah, Starbuck. Yeah,
I don't know her name. Anyways, this episode though, I'm thinking a decent start. Didn't blow my socks off. You know what? I got to give it like a 7.0. It tickled my nostalgia a little bit. I want to see some more, but I can't justify anything higher than that. Yeah. I don't want to dip it into the 6s because I am looking forward to more, and I do like Star Wars and these characters, but it was just enough to keep me going. Like a little bit worse on maybe every front, and I would have been like, I don't even know if I want to watch this. But it was enough. It left enough breadcrumbs that I'm following the trail still.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I'm going to go 6.5. I am going to dip into the 6. Again, just to reiterate, I thought half of what the show gave me was, somewhat, entertaining. And then the other half was, I remember when, after the battle happens, I think there's a couple droids. Oh, no, it's the Gamora warthog looking guys. They're like carrying Boba Fett back to, what's that tank called? The water tank thing. But
water tank thing,
or where he like heals, where he's like having
the
memory
tank.
Yeah, they're like carrying him back to that. And the moment that I saw that scene, I was like, "Oh fuck, we're gonna go back, aren't we?" Like I remember like literally physically putting my head back, like God damn it. So like half this episode didn't really work for me, but so yeah, I'm gonna give it a 6.5. And this does kind of go with what you were saying at the top of this episode, in that they give you an episode a week, and it's like, man, because this didn't really 6.5. It's whatever, you're a 7. We're kind of almost in the same realm, but it just would have been nicer to just jump right into the second episode or third episode to kind of get more into it. But now we have to wait a week after what we just got. It's just kind of a bummer.
I really don't know why they do that. No one does that.
Yeah.
Do they? I mean, Hulu does that, but those are like the live shows, though. You have to wait till after they actually air on television, and then they put them on. So that's kind of the reasoning. I don't understand Disney's reasoning. It's like, I love these shows, so I watch them every week, but part of me is just like really wants to just wait until they're all out, but I'm not patient enough to do that. If I was patient enough to do that, I'd be patient enough to just watch week by week and not bitch about it.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
I think HBO Max is probably the only other one. Like their brand new shows they come out with, they're episode by episode. But the difference is HBO Max has like, their shows are very good. So I am happy to wait for a week. But yeah, I don't know. My original thought about this with Disney was like, maybe they just want subscribers to continue to subscribe and not, they want to keep people on their service. But now it's been out for a couple of years, this service, that's like so many people are subscribed to this. There's no way that people are, unsubscribing because of this. So I don't know. It's a weird move.
Yeah, I think they're doing pretty well. So yeah, 6.5, 7.0. Check it out. We look forward to more episodes. Hopefully we get some big, cool reveals and cool action and something big by the end. It's always been some big, cool nostalgia Star Wars thing at the end of these. We saw Luke and the Mando. Hopefully we'll see something in this.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like who could come in at the end that would that maybe they haven't done yet, or someone we haven't thought about in a while that they could kind of reintroduce. I'd be kind of excited to see what they have up their sleeve.
Yeah. You're a feisty droid, but you'll soon learn some respect. Okay. So yeah, join us on here on YouTube. Like and subscribe, please. Yeah, we're also on Spotify and Apple Music for iPod. So yeah, and join us. I think next Wednesday we're gonna do top 5 games of the year. We'll go over what we played this year, personally, and what we liked and what we thought our personal game of the year is. It should be an interesting list, so check it out. I mean, it's not a big blockbuster year.
Yeah.
Like Halo.
I think our lists are going to be very different. I'm very excited to. I love doing this stuff with you because, like, for those who don't know, Bryan and I don't typically talk about what we're going to talk about. Like, there's nothing planned. Like, we literally hit record and we just start. So we learn about each other's opinions in real time on this show. And so doing a top 5 is always fun because I don't know what your top 5 is. I don't know what your game of the year is. You don't know mine. So I always like doing this kind of stuff. It'll make for a good conversation.
There are definitely going to be some weirdos in there because there's not even like 5 AAA releases I could think of, like big games. You know what I mean? Like Halo would be one that came out, but I can't really think of any other ones.
That's arguably some other pretty big games.
Yeah. You got like the Returnals and stuff, but still, that's not like a super huge game, even though it is a first party and was pretty popular. But it's not a known entity, and it's
right.
It's kind of a weird year for games.
This next year should be pretty crazy, though. Supposedly, we're getting God of War, Horizon. I think we got some Bethesda stuff on the Xbox side. It should be a crazy year.
Yeah, better be, motherfuckers. All right, y'all. Join us next time. And until the next feast, we say peace. That's the tagline, right? All
peace.
Right. Later.